First, the top news headlines. Sikkim, along with parts of northeast region, grappling with severe cold wave as winter's torture hit parts of the 8 states. India's vaccine task force chief says Bharat Biotech's intranasal COVID-19 vaccine cannot be administered to those who have already taken the booster, but is only for those who are yet to take it. Chinese hospitals, funeral homes are under intense pressure as surging COVID-19 wave drains resources. Manipur Legislative Assembly Speaker Thokchom Satyavrata extends warmest New Year greetings to people. A very good evening. You are watching IS Primetime English News. Before we begin, IS News would like to remind our viewers to practice physical distancing, hand hygiene, wear masks, protect yourself and get vaccinated to ward off COVID-19. This is Suraj Khongban Tabam giving you the news. Now the news in detail. Sikkim, along with parts of northeast region, is grappling with severe cold wave as winter's torture hit parts of the 8 states after Christmas celebrations. Sikkim was blanketed in white as the state received the season's first snowfall on December 27. Parts of North Sikkim such as Lachung and upper reaches of the hilly region received good amount of snowfall following a severe cold wave gripping the state and its adjoining areas. Meanwhile, capital Gangtok recorded 6 degrees Celsius daily temperature as per Indian Meteorological Department Sikkim. It needs a mention here that for the last 48 hours, Sikkim has been grappling with very cold weather. Meanwhile, due to snowfall, Sikkim is receiving a good number of tourists. Travel planners have already started receiving bookings from across the nation. The hilly state turned into a white wonder as snowfall covered parts of the state as freezing cold temperatures forced residents to stay indoors. A severe hailstorm lashed several districts of Upper Assam in the early hours of Tuesday morning, December 27, forcing the mercury to dip to a relatively lower temperature. As per the visuals received, which were widely shared on social media, Moran town was covered in a thin layer of hail. With this, the Assam State Disaster Management Authority ASDMA has issued a hailstorm damage report which suggested that several houses in Moran and Thinkhang were damaged due to a severe hailstorm. As per the report, in the Tinsukia district, Bongkaizangao, Dulizangao and Bisfutia were impacted due to the hailstorm in which as many as 88 people were affected. India's vaccine task force chief has said that Bharat Biotech's intranasal COVID-19 vaccine cannot be administered to those who have already taken the booster, but is only for those who are yet to take it. The announcement comes amid the introduction of the intranasal vaccine, which has been priced at Rs 800 per dose in the private market and Rs 325 if obtained through government channels. Chairman of the COVID Working Group of the National Technical Advisory Group of Immunization (NTAGI), Dr. N.K. Arora, clarified the same about Incovag, which was introduced on the CoWIN platform last week. Elaborating on the same, he added that when a person is repeatedly immunized, the body stops responding or the response is not too effective. He explained that it is the same with the nasal vaccine, as taking it at this point will not be of any value. The dose is supposed to be 4 drops in each nostril and a total of 0.5 ml is to be given. The nasal vaccine was approved by the GGCI in November for restricted use in an emergency situation for those aged 18 and above. The vaccine was developed in partnership with scientists at Washington University and is manufactured by Bharat Biotech. China has developed a similar vaccine, and Incovag is a second such vaccine to get approval, while more are at various stages of development in different countries. Chinese hospitals and funeral homes were under intense pressure today as a surging COVID-19 wave drained resources, while the scale of the outbreak and the doubts over official data prompted some countries to consider new travel rules on Chinese visitors, a media report said. In an abrupt change of policy, China this month began dismantling the world's strictest COVID regime of lockdowns and extensive testing, putting its battered economy on course for a complete reopening next year. According to some international health experts, the lifting of restrictions, which came after widespread protests against them, means COVID is spreading largely unchecked and likely infecting millions of people a day. The speed at which China, the last major country in the world moving towards treating the virus as endemic, has scrapped COVID rules has left its fragile health system overwhelmed. There were long queues inside and outside Haoze Hospital's emergency department. The China-Japan Friendship Hospital's fever clinic in Beijing was also packed with elderly patients. Most of those arriving in ambulances were given oxygen to help with their breathing. Car parks around the Dongjiao funeral home, one of the biggest in Chengdu, were also full. Funeral processions were constant as smoke billowed from the crematorium. At another Chengdu crematorium, privately owned Nangling staff were equally busy. Nurses and doctors have been asked to work while sick, and retired medical workers in rural communities have been rehired to help. Some cities have been struggling with drug shortages. Meanwhile, China has said it only counts deaths of COVID patients caused by pneumonia and respiratory failure as COVID-related. Manipur Legislative Assembly Speaker Thokchom Satyabrata extended heartiest New Year greetings to the people of the state. The speaker, in his message, said that 2022 has passed and has become a part of history. He said that 2023 is a year everyone is journeying to where cherished dreams are in their grandest way possible. He further wished that the coming new year be much better and more prosperous and usher in good health, prosperity and success for one and all. Widespread illegal poppy cultivation was destroyed at Philangmol Hill Range in Kangpopi district as part of the state government's war on drug campaign. Speaking to media, a villager named Jampu Khongsai said, despite warnings and appeals by locals, members of civil society organization and village chief of the area, some individuals have been indulging in the illegal activity. He noted that most of the poppy cultivators are from the Prai families and asserted that they took such step with the hope of earning enough money to support family. He said that although the state government has announced alternate livelihood for the poppy cultivators, no such steps have been taken till then. He said that the drive was carried out with an aim to protect the innocent villagers who have been hunted by the police for cultivating poppy, as well as to accelerate the state government's war on drugs campaign. He also thanked Mapo police station officer in charge for giving resourceful ideas and awareness among the villagers. He further urged the state government to ease the plights facing the villagers and provide them alternate ways of livelihood.
Later later bangakta oibanina sufam nompham khangdaba chakhau tatuna hingba yadrabanina khungi natraga CSOgi kari leigi government gi kari leigi haibasi khanghudaduna tharamba aduda ngasi mayam changna haidalibani hanna ekoi yum farming torami madu yum farming hungji hangam mapunamada lupatra khidani madududa macha masu hingba ngamdeba duda upai le khidaduna makhoi su tongning dana tora abani ado arasu manipur sida ekoi khidang hingmana tabanina masi yade hai Ningthong mayam leitragasu khoi mayam changna masa masagi lose haidal hanmani.
Following the signing of cessation of operation agreement between the Zeliangrong United Front JUF and the state government and center, the Zeliangrong civil society organizations has expressed gratitude the Government of India, Government of Manipur, Ministry of Home Affairs, Intelligence Bureau and state officials. A joint press release from Zeliangrong Baldi, Zeliangrong Students Union and Zeliangrong Youth Front stated that the agreement is a step towards resolving the Zeliangrong political issue. It further mentioned that the development is first of its kind for the Zeliangrong Group and thanked the centre and Manipur government in expediting the dialogue for fulfilling the political aspiration of the Zeliangrong. The organizations also express appreciation to the ZUF for making the Zeliangrong movement alive and urged the other communities to extend cooperation and support to the demand of the Zeliangrong. Department of Computer Science at School of Women's College, Nambol held a one-day cybersecurity awareness program to ensure readiness in tackling security that may follow the rollout of 5G network today. The event was held at the college conference hall. Speaking at the event, head of the college computer science department, K.H. Somola, said that computer and mobile internet have become an essential part of daily life with the development of the information technology. She, however, asserted that lack of proper knowledge and understanding will increase security risks. She maintained that the objective of the program was to increase and promote awareness of cybersecurity. Principal of S. School of Women's College, Wahingbam Robindro, Joint Director of National Informatics Center, IT, and Priyokumar, Consultant of E-Governance Mission Team, T.H. Munikanta, Senior Consultant of State E-Governance Team, Manipur, Kumari Deepa Ngangbam, and other eminent persons attended the event.
Many young lives lost their future, many frustrated parents seeking help from nowhere to get advice. The role of psychologists getting exponential demand due to the computer games and mobile addiction. And every one of us feels more sorrow and grief in losing a mobile rather than loss of our near and dear ones. On the other side, the convenience and benefits outperform the negativity. The knowledge that the user in and back end of an app, program or services needs to be known, otherwise may hurt. Earn money, reputation and career may vanish in a moment by cyber attacks.
The Education Guide Center EGC Thobal Moising organized its 26th annual prize distribution cum felicitation program of the meritorious students Moising at Moising Community Hall today. Speaking at the event, Khangabok MLA Okram Surjakumar lauded the initiatives taken by EGC for the welfare of the students' community of the constituency. He expressed displeasure over the recent transfer of 3 students of Moising High School amidst teacher shortage facing the school. He is sure to take up necessary steps to ensure betterment of the students and the public. Altogether, 154 students were given prizes on the occasion. Best Teacher Award was also handed to efficient teachers during the event. Center for Study of Social Exclusion and Inclusion Policy, CSSEIP, Manipur University organized a fortnightly lecture series on the topic Emerging Trends in Research Methodology in Social Sciences today at the center's conference hall. Speaking to media on the sidelines of the event, CSSEIP Associate Professor Dr. T.H. Bharat said that the fortnightly lecture series is held in continuation of the lecture series for Manipur University. He added that the lecture series will facilitate in giving resourceful insight into social sciences research scholars on use of research methodology in research, as it will equip them with the essential skills and knowledge to deliver efficient results. Professor of Economics Department, University of Bath, United Kingdom, Sashikanta Nandibam delivered lecture as the resource person. Researchers of various branches of social science took part in the program. A one-day workshop on climate change reporting was held at Nachau PP Park, Khwairakpam in Bisnupur district today. The event was jointly organized by Media Resource Center, Manipur and State Climate Change Cell, Directorate of Environment and Climate Change, Manipur. Head of Geography Department, Manipur University, Professor Pradeep Kumar was the resource person of the event. Fellowship candidates of 3rd Media Fellowship and Climate Journalist took part in the event. Deliberation on challenges and hardships faced by fellowship candidates while publishing news as well as discussion on ways to increase climate change awareness were held during the program. Ziri News Network Committee JNNC kicked off a two-day Ziri News Network sports meet at Kasturba Girls High School playground in Babupara today. Speaking at the opening function, President of All Ziri Bamaira Paibi AJMPS Sushila lauded Ziri News Network for its immense contribution to dissemination of information to the people of the district, ensuring easy access to quality news. She added that JNN has facilitated various developmental changes in the district. JNN Vice President P. Singomani and President of Women Association for Socio-Economic Development Waset and Nivarani were among those present at the program. A wide range of programs and sports events were held on the first day of the sports meet. More Battalion, under the aegis of Headquarter IGR South, carried out a river cleanup in collaboration with Khuzailok and Lailok Tuinom Environment Protection Committee KLEPCO yesterday. The cleaning up drive was carried out to remove large amount of pollutants and garbage present in the river. Along with the representatives of Khuzailok and Lailok Tuinom Environment Protection Committee and civilian of More, the environment-friendly activity went on smoothly and the message of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was spread among the community, who were delighted with the assistance received from Assam Rifles, a release said. Jaupi Battalion, under the aegis of Headquarter IGR South, distributed 10 water storage tank 500 litres at Kenjoy village in Chandel district under Assam Rifles Civic Action Program today. Kengzoy village of Chandel district is located along the Indo-Myanmar border and is devoid of water storage facility. In furtherance of its public outreach program and sincere efforts to alleviate the difficulties in the lives of the people of Manipur, Assam Rifles continuously keeps improving the infrastructural facilities having a direct bearing on the lives of the people. In one such initiative, the Jaupi Battalion catered for 10 water storage tanks of 500 litres capacity each to mitigate the difficulties being faced by the villagers of Kenjoy village. Speaking on the occasion, village headmen lauded the efforts of Assam Rifles towards uplifting the standard of living of people in the region and hoped that it would foster the bond between security forces and local populace further as per a release. The Election Commission of India (ECI) has initiated the Assembly and Parliamentary Constituency delimitation process in Assam with the census figures of 2001 at long last. The Commission has banned the creation of new administrative units in the state from January 1, 2023 till the completion of the delimitation exercise. The constituency delimitation was long overdue in Assam. When the Election Commission of India was ready to start the process, an all-party delegation from Assam met the then Union Home Minister Shivraj Patel in 2007 and told him that the delimitation process would create law and order problems in the state. The then state government also expressed the same view before the central government. And since then, the issue of delimitation of constituency in Assam regained hung. It was after President Chief Minister Hemant Biswa Sharma informed the Election Commission recently that the delimitation exercise would not have any impact on the law and order situation in the state. The Commission initiated the process. The Chief Minister did appeal to the Election Commission to start the constituency delimitation exercise in the state. As mandated under Article 170 of the Constitution, the Election Commission will use the 2001 census figures to delimit parliamentary and assembly constituencies in the state. The Commission said that it would follow the reservation of seats for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes as per Article 330 and 332 of the Constitution of India. Central paramilitary forces have started arriving in Tripura as assembly elections are scheduled to be held in the northeastern state of Tripura early next year. Notably, 5 companies of CRPF arrive on December 27 and will be deployed in the districts to perform election-related duties. On the other hand, 50 more companies are expected to arrive in the next 48 hours. As many as 100 companies of Central Paramilitary Forces, CRPF, BSF, CISF, ITBP and SSB will be deployed in the northeastern state to ensure free and fair elections. Tripura Police and State Paramilitary Force Tripura State Rifles TSR will be deployed for general law and order duties and to provide security to the VIPs who are likely to visit the state for election campaigning. The final draft of the electoral rolls will be published on January 5th. Ahead of the assembly elections, ruling BJP suffered a jolt as one more legislature of the party, Dibachandra Rangkhol, resigned from the Tripura Assembly today. He is the 8th MLA to have left the BJP IPFT coalition that came to power after winning the 2018 Assembly elections. Accompanied by several Congress leaders, the MLA submitted his resignation before the Secretary Tripura Assembly in absence of Speaker Ratan Chakraborty. The 67-year-old leader was elected from Karamchara constituency in Dhalai district as a BJP nominee in 2018 Assembly elections. Rangkhol, a Congress turncoat, is expected to return to his old party. The BJP is yet to make an official statement on Dibachandra Rangkhol quitting the party. A firing incident has been reported near the India-Bangladesh border in Assam's Karimganj district on Tuesday night, December 27, after several rounds of bullets were fired upon Bangladeshi miscreants, a media report said. The incident took place in Nilam Bazar, around 1 kilometer from the international border under the Nilam Bazar police station area of Karimganj district. As per report, for the past few days, Bangladeshi miscreants from this area had illegally entered India in the dark of the night to steal cows from the homes of people in nearby villages. As per a result, Karimganj police took steps to take strict action against them. Accordingly, on December 27, police received information from secret sources that a group of 4 members from Bangladesh had entered the Indian border and planned to steal cows. Further, a police team led by Karimganj DSP Gitartha Sharma rushed to the spot late in the night based on the secret input. However, when Bangladeshi miscreants were held red-handed while stealing cows from the Indian border, the police asked them to surrender but did not follow the police order. When they started fleeing, the police opened several fires on them, but no casualties have been reported so far. Meanwhile, in view of this surge in the number of cases, the Tamil Nadu government has intensified the screening of all passengers who arrive at the 4 airports in the state. A woman and her 6-year-old daughter who returned from China via Colombo tested positive for COVID-19 at the Madurai airport in Tamil Nadu, while 2 passengers from Dubai tested positive at the Chennai airport today. Both passengers hailed from the Pudukkottai district's Alangudi. The woman hailing from Virudhunagar near Madurai and her daughter were subjected to RT-PCR test at the airport when they landed on Tuesday, and the results turned positive for coronavirus, the official said, as per a media report. Both are under home isolation in Virudhunagar. Their samples would be sent to the state lab for whole genomic sequencing. According to the Health Department's instructions, all the test samples have been sent to the state public health laboratory. Meanwhile, in view of the surge in the number of cases, the Tamil Nadu government has intensified the screening of all passengers who arrive at the 4 airports in the state. It had also directed private hospitals and labs across the state to send COVID-19 positive samples to government lab for whole genomic sequencing WGS to monitor existing variants and detect newer variants. Well, it's time for a short commercial break. We'll be back with latest news and updates.
Ana layengi office ki thabak amadi koiba chatpada India ki konung New Delhi da laifam leitabaki awaba koklagani. Delhi airport kayam naknana lairiba Mahipalpur da Manipur miyam ki damakta laizare Hotel Ambrosia. Laifam gi oina lupa lising amadagi hauraga pung kunmari pickup amadi drop ki taxi service laigani. Restaurant service ka loinana tongan ba khudong chaba kaya phangbigani. Vishal Mega Mart, Ambience Mall, DLF Mall amadi irap laptana nungairaba mafam kaya yobada khudong charaba mafam amani. Ngasi ma contact tawbirau Hotel Ambrosia A217 Road number 6 Mahipalpur. Phone number 9643504772.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching IS Primetime English News. Manipur witnessed 0 coronavirus cases in the past 24 hours. There were no active cases in the state. Altogether, 70 samples were tested, which were confirmed negative. The state's tally stands at 139,920. There were no fatalities due to COVID-19 in the same hours as per the latest updates from the state COVID-19 Command Control Room. The recovery rate stands at 98.46%, while the death toll remains at 2,149. Fears over the impact of the new Omicron subvariant BF7 variant have risen in the country after several cases were detected in various countries. In view of the threat posed by the Omicron COVID-19 variant, the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has advised people to wear a proper mask, maintain social distancing at public places, and take both doses of COVID vaccines to ward off the virus. Meanwhile, COVID-19 cases in India are increasing with a slight margin. India reported 188 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. The new infections took the country's total cash load to over 4.46 crore, while active coronavirus cash load has slipped down to 3,468, which accounts for 0.01% of the total cases. As per the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, the death toll stands at 5,30,696 as no new deaths were reported in the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, the number of people who have recuperated from the disease has gone up to 4,41,43,483 with 141 recoveries in the last 24 hours. The country's recovery rate stands at 98.80%. Over 220.07 crore vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Top 3 states contributing maximum number of COVID-19 cases to India's tally are Maharashtra, Kerala and Karnataka. Meanwhile, in the Northeast India, Assam has the highest number of active cases, followed by Mizoram and Meghalaya. COVID-19 has infected over 66 crore and 29 lakh, while more than 66 lakh 89,000 have succumbed to the dreaded coronavirus, and recoveries are above 63 crore and 53 lakh. Globally, United States of America has the highest COVID-19 cases, followed by India and France. The UN Security Council has decried the increasing restrictions on women's rights in Afghanistan, urging the country's Taliban rulers to reverse them immediately. The Security Council reiterated its deep concern of the suspension of schools beyond the 6th grade and its call for the full, equal and meaningful participation of women and girls in Afghanistan. UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk pointed to terrible subsequent consequences of a decision to bar women from working for non-governmental organizations. It may be mentioned that Taliban authorities stopped university education for women, sparking international outrage and demonstrations in Afghan cities last week. On Saturday, they announced the exclusion of women from NGO work, a move that already has prompted for major international aid agencies to suspend operations in Afghanistan. Despite initially promising a more moderate rule respecting rights for women and minorities when they took power last year, the Taliban have widely implemented their strict interpretation of Islamic law or Sharia. They have banned girls from middle school and high school, restricted women from most employment, and ordered them to wear head-to-toe clothing in public. Women are also banned from parks and gyms. A rare and potentially deadly brain-eating amoeba has been identified in South Korea for the first time. The brain-eating amoeba, known as Naegleria fowleri, is typically found in warm fresh water and soil and can cause a rare and severe infection known as primary amoebic meningoencephalitis (PAM). According to the Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency (KDCA), the infected individual in his 50s has died. The man had come back to Korea after a 4-month trip in Thailand. Although human-to-human transmission of the infection is not possible, the KDCA has advised people to avoid water activities in freshwater lakes and to take precautions when engaging in water sports. The agency has also advised people to use nose clips or hold their noses shut when participating in water activities and has also recommended that people avoid water activities in warm, stagnant water bodies and to avoid water activities if they have any cuts or abrasions on their skin. PAM is a rare but often fatal infection that can occur when contaminated water enters the nose and travels to the brain. Let's now have the sports news. In sports today, SWC Khongman defeated MMC Mongkhang Lambi by 3-1 in a match of the ongoing 6th Thinguzam Ongbi Nganbi Devi Memorial Football Tournament. In the match played at Social Workers Congress Khongman Club's ground today, SWC Khongman's player Khambaton Anand Amadi and Jetli netted the winning goals for the team at 6th, 29th and 50th minutes respectively. The lone goal of the losing team was scored by Raveen at 37 minutes. Meanwhile, the other match between Twinkle FC Moirangpuril and FFCA Angtha resulted in 1-1 draw. Twinkle FC Kiran scored a goal at 40th minute, while for FFCA Angtha, Y Bunker scored a goal at 79th minute. YBC Langdum will lock horns with KSC Kongba, while Sangai FS Angtha will play against YDC Kiamgai Muslim in their respective matches tomorrow. Altogether, 14 teams subdivided into 4 groups are competing in the tournament organized by Social Workers Congress Khongman since December 21st. Nick Kyrgyz stunned his teammates by pulling out of the United Cup today on the eve of the tournament, soon after Rafael Nadal said the Australian had all the weapons to win a Grand Slam. The temperamental star withdrew ahead of the new mixed teams event in Sydney, Brisbane and Perth, depriving fans of a scheduled clash between him and the Spanish grad. Instead, Alex de Minaur will face Nadal in a round-robin singles match. Australia co-captain Sam Stosur said they only learned about Kyrgyz's withdrawal minute before a scheduled team press conference. The Australian Open next month will be his first opportunity of the year, a tournament where the Spaniard is defending champion. The Australian Open gets underway at Melbourne Park on January 16. Before we wind up, let's have a quick look at the top news headlines once again. Sikkim, along with parts of Northeast region, grappling with severe cold wave as winter's torture hit parts of 8 states. India's vaccine task force chief says Bharat Biotech's intranasal COVID-19 vaccine cannot be administered to those who have already taken a booster, but is only for those who are yet to take it. Chinese hospitals, funeral homes are under intense pressure as surging COVID-19 wave drains resources. And Manipur Legislative Assembly Speaker Thokchom Satyabrata extends warmest New Year greetings to people. Well, that's all for now. Keep watching IS News and good night.